Hello everyone. Today we are going to see the second chapter in civics, which is democracy in India. In the last class, we have already discussed about introduction part, universal adult franchise, then the elections. Under the elections, we have general elections, midterm elections and by-elections. Synopsis of the lesson. In this session, we are going to see the following topics. The first one is Election Commission. Then we have secret ballot, majority, candidate, political parties. Then finally, we have functions of the political parties. First, we are going to learn Election Commission. Election Commission is a commission which conducts a free and fair election in a country. So what is mean by Election Commission? Election Commission is a commission which conducts a free and fair election in a country. Elections are organized by the Election Commission, which is a statutory body. Here statutory means legal. So elections are organized by the Election Commission, which is a statutory body, means which is a legal body. This means that the functioning of the Election Commission cannot be interfered with by the government in power. Now let's see the functioning of Election Commission in the conduct of elections is given below. The first function is that the Election Commission is responsible to announce the schedule of elections. Then it gives out the schedule for filing nomination papers by the candidates and is responsible to scrutinize their application forms for correctness. Here, scrutinize means examine or inspect closely and thoroughly. So, it gives out the schedule for filing nomination papers by the candidates and is responsible to scrutinize, means examine or inspect closely and thoroughly their application forms for correctness. Then the commission spells out a date for withdrawal of candidature also. Here candidature means application. So the commission spells out a date for withdrawal of candidature, means application also. Then people who wish to contest the elections file their nomination and deposit a security amount which is forfeited if they fail to secure 1/6 of the total number of votes polled. Here forfeited means pay for as a fine or penalty. So people who wish to contest the elections file their nomination and deposit a security amount which is forfeited, which means which is pay for as a fine or penalty if they fail to secure 1/6 of the total number of votes polled. Then election symbols are allotted to the candidates depending on their political affiliation or independent status. Students, here we can see different kinds of election symbols. Then the candidates carry out publicity campaigns to convey to the people called the electorate or voters about the policies and agendas they would adopt if elected. Here, agendas means schedules or plans. Then, the Election Commission is responsible to oversee that unfair means are not adopted by the candidates to owe the voters. Here, oversee means supervise, who means follow or chase. So, the Election Commission is responsible to oversee means to supervise that unfair means are not adopted by the candidates. To owe means to follow the voters. Then the Election Commission is responsible to ensure. Here, ensure means make sure or safeguard that the list of voters is prepared in time. Then the Election Commission organizes the polling booths, the staff and the security at these locations so that the elections are fair. Then the Election Commission ensures. Here, ensures means make sure or safeguard that the ballot papers or voting machines are functioning and available at the booths. Then the Election Commission is responsible to ensure that voting is held smoothly, and if there is a problem at any booth, they would notify. Here, notify means advise re-elections on a suitable date. Then the Election Commission moves the ballot boxes and the voting machines to a suitable place or counting centers. Then the votes are counted in the presence of the representatives of the candidates or political parties. Then the results are declared after many rounds of checking the accuracy of count. Here, accuracy means correctness. Then the successfully elected candidate is now the elected representative of the people and is eligible to join the government. He or she may be an MLA. Here, MLA means member of the Legislative Assembly, or an MP, which means member of Parliament, as the case may be. Next, let's see about member of Legislative Assembly, that is MLA. Every 5 years, election is announced for State Legislative Assembly. Political parties nominate their people for each constituency. All members of the Legislative Assembly are elected on the basis of adult franchise, and one member is elected from one constituency. A member of Legislative Assembly, that is MLA, is a representative elected by the voters of an electoral district, which means constituency, to the legislature of a state in the Indian system of government. To be member of the Legislative Assembly, a person must be a citizen of India. Then he must be at least 25 years of age and must have such other qualification as may be prescribed by the President. Now let's see important functions of the Election Commission as a whole. First function is that to announce the schedule of elections and filing of nomination papers, then to allocate election symbols, then to ensure that no unfair means are used by candidates, then to prepare voters list, then security of ballot boxes, and to ensure that voting is done smoothly, finally counting of votes and declaration of results. So these are all the important functions of the election commission. Now let's see about process of election in India. The first process is that filing of nomination, that is the political party will choose a representative for each constituency and they will file their nominations. Then the second process is that analysis of nomination. Then the third process is that campaigning for elections. The members of the political party will begin their campaign process, that is, they will start to convince their people why they need to vote for them. That is called campaigning process. Fourth one is voting or polling day. Fifth process is that vote counting and result declaration. After the declaration, formation of ruling party. So that is the sixth process of election. Next, we are going to learn about secret ballot. Secret ballot is a system which is used during the time of elections while casting the votes. Secret ballot is a system in which a voter who is casting the vote casts his or her vote in a secrecy, which means it cannot be revealed to which party, to which member, or to the independent member, maybe to whoever they are voting for. It cannot be revealed. So, students, secret ballot is a system where who a voter has voted for is kept a secret. In other words, secret ballot is a system in which no one comes to know as to who has been voted or by a voter. In secret ballot, the people have the power to keep it secret as to whom they are voting for. The place where the vote is to be cast is secluded, which means private or isolated, and no one is allowed in that place to see whom a citizen voted for. Then the voting machines do not ask for any details of the person casting the vote. It just has buttons in front of the names and party symbol of each candidate. Next, we are going to learn about majority. When an election is conducted, some political party or a group of parties has more number of seats as compared to others. The party or the group of parties which has more than 50% of the seat share of the house is said to have absolute majority and it forms the government. Next, we are going to learn about who is a candidate. A person who wishes to contest in the elections and gets his name registered for the purpose is called a candidate. So, who is a candidate? A person who wishes to contest in the elections and gets his name registered for the purpose is called a candidate. He or she has to fulfill the conditions laid down by the Constitution to be eligible to contest. Then he or she is allotted an election symbol, so even people who cannot read and write can recognize the symbol on the voting machine. Those candidates who are contesting with the support of a political party get the symbol of the party itself. Students, next let's see about political parties. Political parties are a group of people who agree on some policies, formulate an agenda and program for the society with a view to promote collective good. Here, policy means a set of ideas or a plan of what to do in particular situations that has been agreed to officially by a group of people, a government or a political party. Agenda means schedule or plan. So, political parties are a group of people who agree on some policies, means a set of ideas or a plan. Then formulate an agenda means schedule or plan, and program for the society with a view to promote collective good. Then different political parties may have different theories on policies on how the government should be run. Then political parties seek to implement these policies by winning popular support through elections. Then candidates who believe in the ideology of a particular party are supported by the political party and they get their recognition from that political party. Here, ideology means a system of ideas and ideals. Ideals means principles. So, candidates who believe in the ideology means it is a system of ideas and ideals of a particular party or supported by the political party, and they get their recognition from that political party, and they also get financial aid for the election expenses. First, we have to know what is a constituency. Every state is divided into small areas called constituencies, which is a specified area covering one or more districts. Each such constituencies has an elected representative who is a member of the Legislative Assembly, which means MLA. The State Legislative Assembly consists of not more than 500 members and not less than 60. Next, we are going to learn about functions of the political parties. The first function is that they contest elections by putting up their selected candidates from different constituencies. Then the political parties offer different policies and programs and give choice to the voters through announcement of manifesto. Here, manifesto means outline of policies promised by a political party to its electorate, which means voter or people. Then they organize and hold election rallies and door-to-door campaign. These are done to spread their agenda. Here, agenda means schedule or plan on governance and policies they promise to implement if elected to power. Then, the political party whose number of candidates elected is more than the others is called the majority party, and those with lesser number of elected candidates is called the minority party. Then the majority party forms and runs the government and takes big policy decisions. Then they elect and appoint their ministers to run the government as per their needs. Then they play a decisive role. Here, decisive means important role in making laws for the country. Then the political party which does not get majority plays the role of opposition in parliament. So they critically examine the policies and bills introduced by the government. Then they raise questions to the government on their failures and wrong policies. Then they shape public opinion as they rise and highlight important issues which they feel are not acted upon by the government. Now let's see role of opposition in the parliament as a whole. To critically examine the policies of the government, then to raise their voice on government failures, then to form a public opinion. Now students, let's see important functions of political parties as a whole. The first function is that to contest elections by putting up their candidates. Next, to offer various policies to people. Then to organize election rallies. Then to form a government or to sit in opposition. I have enclosed the classwork instructions in the PDF. Kindly refer it. So now we have reached the end of this session. Thank you.